In the vast emptiness of space, 400 kilometers above Earth, a small group of humans live in a remarkable feat of engineering, the International Space Station, or ISS. Orbiting our planet at 28,000 kilometers per hour, this orbiting laboratory is humanity's foothold in the cosmos. But how do astronauts live in this extraordinary environment? How do they eat, sleep, work, and maintain their health in a place where the rules of life on Earth no longer apply? Today, we embark on a journey to uncover the intricacies of life in space, where every moment is a testament to human ingenuity, resilience, and adaptability. To understand how astronauts live in space, we must first grasp the environment they inhabit. Space is a vacuum, devoid of air, pressure, or natural resources. The ISS, a marvel of international collaboration, provides a controlled environment where astronauts can survive. Spanning the size of a football field, it's a complex structure of interconnected modules, solar panels, and life support systems. Since its first module was launched in 1998, the ISS has been continuously occupied, hosting astronauts from NASA, ESA, Roscosmos, JAXA, and other space agencies. The station orbits Earth every 90 minutes, meaning astronauts experience 16 sunrises and sunsets each day. This rapid cycle of light and dark disrupts the human body's natural circadian rhythm, posing one of many challenges to life in space. Inside the ISS, the atmosphere is carefully maintained at a pressure similar to Earth's, with a mix of oxygen and nitrogen. However, the absence of gravity, known as microgravity, fundamentally alters how astronauts live and work. Microgravity is both a blessing and a challenge. It allows astronauts to float effortlessly, moving equipment that would be impossibly heavy on Earth. But it also means that every aspect of daily life, from eating to exercising, must be reimagined. Liquids form floating spheres, objects drift if not secured, and the human body itself undergoes significant changes. Let's explore how astronauts adapt to this alien environment, starting with one of the most basic human needs, sustenance. On Earth, preparing a meal is a simple task. Open the fridge, cook on a stove, sit at a table. In space, it's a different story. Food in microgravity must be carefully designed to prevent crumbs, liquids, or particles from floating into sensitive equipment or clogging air filters. Early space missions relied on unappetizing options like pureed food in tubes, but today's astronauts enjoy a more varied menu thanks to advancements in food technology. Most food on the ISS is dehydrated or thermostabilized to preserve it for long missions. Dehydrated meals like macaroni and cheese or beef stew are lightweight and require only the addition of water, which is injected using a specialized dispenser. Thermostabilized foods, such as canned tuna or fruit, are heat-treated to kill bacteria and can be eaten straight from the pouch. Fresh foods, like apples or oranges, are a rare treat, delivered by resupply missions and consumed quickly to avoid spoilage. Astronauts eat at a designated galley area, though there's no traditional dining table. Meals are secured to trays with Velcro or magnets to keep them from floating away. Utensils are used, but knives are rare due to safety concerns. Liquids, including water, coffee, and juice, are consumed from sealed pouches with straws to prevent spills. A single stray droplet could damage equipment or be inhaled, posing a serious risk. Nutrition is critical in space, where the body's needs change. Microgravity causes muscle and bone loss, so diets are high in protein and calcium to counteract these effects. Astronauts consume about 2,500 to 3,000 calories daily, tailored to their body weight and activity level. NASA and other space agencies employ dietitians to ensure meals are balanced, providing the right mix of carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, and minerals. Cultural preferences are also considered. Japanese astronauts might enjoy sushi-inspired dishes, while Russian cosmonauts savor borscht. But eating in space isn't just about survival, it's a psychological boost. Shared meals foster camaraderie among the crew, offering a moment of normalcy in an alien environment. Birthdays and holidays are celebrated with special treats like chocolate or cookies, reminding astronauts of home. Yet, even something as simple as a meal requires meticulous planning to ensure safety and efficiency in the weightless world of the ISS. Sleep is another fundamental need that takes on new complexity in space. Without gravity, there's no lying down or getting comfortable in the traditional sense. Astronauts sleep in small, phone booth-sized compartments, each equipped with a sleeping bag tethered to the wall to prevent them from drifting away. These bags are secured with straps to mimic the feeling of being anchored, though some astronauts prefer to float freely within their compartment. The 16 daily sunrises and sunsets disrupt the body's circadian rhythm, so the ISS maintains a strict 24-hour schedule based on Coordinated Universal Time, or UTC. Blackout curtains block the constant light changes, and astronauts follow a routine of 8 hours of sleep per day, though many report needing less due to the unique environment. Sleep quality varies. Some astronauts struggle with the sensation of floating, while others find it soothing. Noise is a constant challenge. The ISS hums with the sound of fans, pumps, and life support systems, creating a background din akin to a busy office. Earplugs are standard issue to help astronauts rest. Dreams, too, can be vivid in space, possibly due to the unique sensory environment or the psychological weight of being so far from Earth. Sleep is critical not just for physical health, but for mental acuity. Astronauts perform complex tasks daily, from conducting experiments to maintaining the station. Fatigue can lead to errors, so rest is non-negotiable. Yet the weightless environment means even sleep requires adaptation, a reminder that nothing in space is quite like home. An astronaut's day on the ISS is tightly scheduled, with every minute accounted for. A typical day begins at 6 a.m. UTC, when astronauts wake, perform personal hygiene, and eat breakfast. By 7:30 a.m., they're reviewing the day's tasks via a digital schedule sent from Mission Control. Work consumes most of the day, roughly 8 to 10 hours, and includes scientific experiments, station maintenance, and exercise. The ISS is primarily a research platform, hosting experiments in physics, biology, medicine, and material science. Astronauts act as scientists, technicians, and test subjects. For example, they might grow protein crystals in microgravity to study their structure, monitor plant growth for future space agriculture, or collect data on how their own bodies respond to spaceflight. Each experiment is meticulously planned by ground teams, with astronauts following detailed protocols. Maintenance is equally critical. The ISS is a complex machine, and astronauts regularly inspect and repair systems like air filters, water recyclers, and solar panels. Some tasks, like replacing a pump or upgrading a computer, require hours of focused work. Others, like cleaning surfaces to prevent microbial growth, are routine, but essential in a closed environment. Extravehicular activities, or EVAs, commonly known as spacewalks, are among the most demanding tasks. Spacewalks involve wearing a pressurized suit and working outside the station for up to 7 hours to repair equipment or install new components. These operations are physically and mentally taxing, requiring extensive training and coordination with Mission Control. Astronauts also communicate regularly with ground teams via video conferences, updating Mission Control on progress and receiving new instructions. Despite the high-tech environment, teamwork and adaptability remain at the heart of their work, as unexpected challenges like a malfunctioning sensor or a resupply delay require quick thinking. Microgravity takes a toll on the human body. Without the constant pull of Earth's gravity, muscles atrophy, bones lose density, and the cardiovascular system weakens. To combat these effects, astronauts dedicate about 2 hours daily to exercise using specialized equipment designed for microgravity. The Air ED mimics weightlifting by using vacuum cylinders to provide resistance, allowing astronauts to perform squats, deadlifts, and other strength trainings. The CEVIS provides cardiovascular workouts, while a treadmill with harnesses simulates running. These devices are bolted to the station to prevent them from floating, and astronauts strap themselves in to stay secure. Exercise isn't just about physical health, it's a psychological lifeline. The repetitive nature of workouts offers a break from the high-stakes tasks of the day, and the endorphin boost helps combat the isolation and confinement of life on the ISS. Data from NASA shows that astronauts lose 1 to 2% of bone density per month in space, but consistent exercise can mitigate this loss, ensuring they return to Earth healthy enough to walk. Maintaining hygiene in microgravity is a logistical puzzle. There's no running water, no showers, and no laundry. Astronauts use wet wipes, no-rinse shampoo, and specially formulated soap to clean themselves. A small amount of water is dispensed from a pouch for brushing teeth, with astronauts swallowing the toothpaste or spitting it into a towel to avoid floating droplets. Toilets on the ISS are a marvel of engineering. The station's waste management system uses suction to collect urine and solid waste, preventing it from floating. Urine is recycled into drinking water, a process we'll explore later, while solid waste is stored in sealed containers for return to Earth. Astronauts train extensively to use the toilet, as misalignment can lead to messy consequences. Clothing is another challenge. Astronauts wear the same clothes for several days before swapping them out. Used garments are stored and eventually incinerated during re-entry in a resupply spacecraft. The lack of laundry means careful planning to ensure enough clothing for a 6-month mission. Water and life support. Sustaining life in a closed system. Water is a precious resource on the ISS, where every drop is recycled. The station's Environmental Control and Life Support System, ECLSS, is a closed-loop system that recycles air, water, and waste. Urine, sweat, and even moisture from exhaled breath are collected, filtered, and purified into potable water. NASA's water recovery system achieves a 93 to 95% recycling rate, producing about 24 liters of water daily. Oxygen is generated through electrolysis, splitting water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen using electricity from solar panels. The oxygen is released into the cabin, while hydrogen is vented into space. Carbon dioxide is scrubbed from the air using chemical filters, ensuring a breathable atmosphere. These systems are monitored constantly, as any failure could be catastrophic. Food, water, and supplies are replenished by resupply missions, such as SpaceX's Cargo Dragon or Russia's Progress spacecraft. These deliveries are critical, as the ISS cannot produce food or generate new resources independently. Every item sent to the station is carefully chosen to maximize utility while minimizing weight. Living in space is not just a physical challenge, but a psychological one. The ISS is a confined space, roughly the size of a 6-bedroom house, shared by a crew of 3 to 7 people. Astronauts are far from family, surrounded by the same faces for months, and constantly aware of the dangers outside the station's walls. To cope, astronauts rely on routines, hobbies, and communication with Earth. They watch movies, read books, or play instruments like guitars, which are kept on the ISS for morale. Video calls with family and friends provide emotional support, though time delays and busy schedules can limit these interactions. Psychologists at Mission Control monitor crew dynamics, offering guidance to prevent conflicts in the high-stress environment. The view of Earth from space, known as the overview effect, is a profound experience for many astronauts. It fosters a sense of unity and perspective, counterbalancing the isolation. Yet the constant awareness of being in a high-risk environment, where a single mistake could be fatal,
requires mental resilience. Astronauts undergo extensive psychological training before launch, preparing them for the unique stresses of space. Preparing for the future, beyond the ISS. As humanity looks to longer missions, to the Moon, Mars, and beyond, the lessons learned on the ISS are invaluable. Living in space for 6 months or more provides data on how the human body and mind adapt to prolonged microgravity and isolation. NASA's Human Research Program studies everything from bone loss to radiation exposure, aiming to develop countermeasures for deep space travel. Future missions will require even greater self-sufficiency. On Mars, resupply missions will be rare, so astronauts may grow their own food using hydroponics or bioregenerative systems. Advanced recycling technologies could push water recovery rates closer to 100%. Radiation, a major concern beyond Earth's magnetic field, will demand new shielding solutions and medical interventions. The ISS is also a testing ground for international collaboration. Astronauts from different cultures and languages work together seamlessly, a model for future missions where global cooperation will be essential. The station's legacy is not just scientific, but diplomatic, proving that humanity can unite for a common goal. Living in space is a delicate balance of science, engineering, and human spirit. Every meal, every exercise, every experiment is a carefully orchestrated act of survival in an environment that does not naturally sustain life. Astronauts on the ISS are pioneers, pushing the boundaries of what it means to be human. Their daily lives, eating rehydrated meals, sleeping in floating bags, exercising to preserve their bodies, are a testament to our ability to adapt and thrive in the face of the unknown.
The ISS crew is a microcosm of humanity, with astronauts from diverse backgrounds working in close quarters. Cultural differences enrich the experience, but can also spark tension. Training on Earth includes team-building exercises to foster trust and communication. For example, NASA's NEMO program places astronauts in an underwater habitat to simulate the isolation of space. These skills are vital when a single miscommunication during a spacewalk or experiment could have dire consequences. Astronauts also find joy in small moments. They play games like chess using Velcro boards, watch Earth through the cupola, or share photos of their hometowns. These activities anchor them emotionally, countering the disorientation of living in a world without up or down. The psychological data from the ISS is shaping protocols from Mars missions, where crews will face 20-minute communication delays with Earth, requiring unprecedented autonomy. Life in space is inherently risky. A micrometeorite strike could puncture the station, though its hull is designed to withstand small impacts. Fire is a constant threat in an oxygen-rich environment, so smoke detectors and fire extinguishers are strategically placed. Astronauts train for emergencies, practicing evacuation to the Soyuz spacecraft, which serves as a lifeboat. Medical emergencies are particularly daunting. While the ISS has a small medical kit, serious conditions require an early return to Earth. Radiation remains a persistent danger. The ISS orbits within Earth's magnetic field, which offers some protection, but astronauts still receive 20 times the annual radiation dose of a person on Earth. Long-term missions to Mars outside this protective field will require advanced shielding, such as water-based or polyethylene barriers to reduce exposure. These risks underscore the courage of astronauts who accept them as part of their mission to advance human knowledge. The International Space Station is more than a habitat. It's a proving ground for humanity's future in space. Since 2000, it has hosted over 3,000 experiments yielding breakthroughs in medicine, materials, and environmental science. For instance, protein crystal growth in microgravity has led to insights into diseases like Alzheimer's, while fluid physics studies inform spacecraft design.
The station's data is shaping NASA's Artemis program, which aims to return humans to the moon by 2026, and SpaceX's plans for Mars colonization. The ISS has also fostered unanimous unity. Over 250 astronauts from 20 countries have lived aboard, sharing resources and knowledge. This collaboration is a blueprint for future missions where international partnerships will be critical. As the ISS nears its planned retirement in 2030, commercial stations like Axiom Spaces are set to take its place, continuing the legacy of human presence in low Earth orbit. How do astronauts live in space? They live with precision, resilience, and a relentless curiosity. Every meal, every exercise, every experiment is a step toward understanding our place in the universe. They eat carefully engineered food, sleep tethered to walls, and work in a laboratory that orbits at 28,000 kilometers per hour. They face risks, radiation, isolation, equipment failure, with training and teamwork. Their lives on the ISS are a testament to what humanity can achieve when we push beyond the boundaries of our world. As we look to the moon, Mars, and beyond, the ISS stands as a symbol of possibility. It's a reminder that even in the harshest environments, humans can adapt, innovate, and thrive. The story of astronauts in space is not just about survival. It's about dreaming of a future where the stars are within our reach.